Hi, it's Dale Thomas here from Wedding Help NI, and this is the Wedding Help podcast. Of course, all you need to know about weddings, you can check it out online at www.weddinghelpni.com. And my guest today is none other than Karen from Essence Photography. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Dale. How are you?
Not too bad. Are we nervous?
No, good. All right.
Photography, how did you get... What were you doing before photography, or how did that all come about?
I was a transport coordinator for a haulage company.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that's such a different thing, so it is. You know?
So I'm doing this 15 years now, but it's when I was on maternity leave with my first wee girl. And the haulage job, it was obviously really, really long hours. And I thought, what else can I do? And sure, then I decided to pick a job with even longer hours.
Exactly. I have lots of editing and lots of things to do. I suppose, but photography, how did you sort of fall into that? Because it's one of them things, especially with weddings, like, you know, you would hear photography. It's one of the most, I think it's one of the most, because you're looking after somebody's photos for their wedding.
Well, I maybe wrongly don't find it stressful at all. I absolutely love it.
Did you start in weddings, or did you
I started in weddings, yeah.
My goodness,
And kind of fell into it by accident. It was always a hobby. I was always the one in any family things, you know, taking the photos. Yeah. And then, as I say, on maternity leave, and I was just looking what else, you know, wanted to change career. And I thought I'd probably be a bit too overconfident. Just thought I'm going to give this a try, and I've never looked back.
Very good. I suppose then, as you do weddings, you learn and you keep
definitely.
On you must have had a real passion, but on that and cameras, and you must have had a real passion and sort of, you know, trying to get a good photo and stuff.
Oh, you're constantly like,
with, you know?
Even just at normal family things. Like, I'm always the torturer, always the one that capture every time somebody breathes. And I just love it. Just a real passion.
And I suppose then learning about the wedding day, that's something then again, because it's, I always find that, and you'll always, anybody you chat to, they're always taking their lead. You always hear taking the lead from the photographer. Yeah. So I suppose learning all that and putting that all together.
I know, we definitely are. We kind of, because we're the ones there from, you know, the bridal preps in the morning right through till a lot of the times to the dancing. We're there at every stage of the day. So we know the timeline of the whole day and just try and guide people, because, like, you know, most people, a lot of the time it could be the first person in the family that's got married, and nobody really knows how the day is going to go. So it takes someone to guide it and to keep everyone on track, or the whole day can just kind of go skew.
It can sort of just end up, you know, you're here too long, you're there too. Yeah. So it's getting that all moving as well. You know?
Yeah, we just keep them on track.
Whenever you talk about styles in photography, have you got a certain style, or?
I kind of would describe myself kind of modern classic. So a lot of it is documentary, a lot of it's capturing the wee moments just as they're happening. But I do love a portrait. I'm a sucker for a good portrait as well. So I would be the full mix, you know, capturing all the wee bits as they're happening, and then like guiding people into beautiful poses that, you know, they're going to treasure.
I think the portrait, funny, we were chatting, I was working in Dublin the other week, and we were talking about this, and the portrait thing seems to be something from the north. You know, we were chatting to a videographer from the south, and the photographer was from the north, and we were on about the portrait or the family shots or something more northern.
It's really right, yeah.
The guy from Dublin, he's I can't believe how many family shots.
Oh yes, the family ones.
The photographers from County Tyrone, and they said that's just normal.
I know, they had a list to tick off to keep everybody, to keep the mummies happy.
But it is one of them things too as well, and I suppose it's always important, because mummies are looking for the picture for above, you know, for each side of the sort of. I know.
And then as well, it's a day that there's very few days in the year that the whole family get together.
Exactly.
You know, extended families and everyone. So it's good when everyone's in all their finery to get a wee capture. And again, you never know when it's going to be the last time that someone is in a photo with everyone. So, like, you know, try to keep it till, you know, a minimum, just because your day does run away on time on family portraits. But I do think it's really important to get them covered too.
I think as well, even, you know, some people will say, oh no, my friend's going to grab photos and stuff. It's one of them things, a photographer can be such an important thing on it.
Definitely, and particularly because I'm saying about the timeline, your friend doesn't know that.
No,
you know?
And I think even, you know, let people enjoy their day. Like, you know, it's one of them things you need. It's not a...
No, I think it would be the thing that's probably one of the biggest regrets people would have if they don't invest.
Big time. What sort of things do you find in the day where you can really be inspired to grab in, you know? Or...
It would kind of change depending on who the couple are and who the family are. I just really read off people and their vibe and give everybody what they want. Some people want to pose for 2 hours for portraits. Some people want 10 minutes.
And I suppose it's just reading the person in that.
Literally,
too.
yeah.
And then each person, if a bride's looking a lot of that sort of, lots of that.
It is. It's giving them what they want. Yeah.
And I suppose that's important as well, that you're open. You're not there to sort of dictate.
It's their day.
It's their day, and you're there to capture it as such.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the candid moments or post shots, or what's your
I absolutely
sort of
love
thing?
both. I'm always so split personality on it. And like I love when, in the middle of a ceremony when the groom gives a wee look over to his bride, and you can't redo that. You can't stage that. That's just a wee moment that it's never going to happen again. And I love being able to capture that. But then, as I say, I'm a real sucker for a portrait as well. I love that when a bride who maybe has, a lot of people aren't comfortable in front of the camera, so being able to pose them, that when they look back at the photo, they'll feel really good about it.
Yeah.
And it's something that nobody hangs about and, like all over each other every day of the week.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to have those special wee moments that you're probably never going to do a photo shoot like that again.
That's right, that's right. Is there any new trends you're seeing at weddings, or anything I know we had the photo dash seems to be a popular one.
Yeah, it's actually like that, because it's a good way of getting a photo with everybody. It's good high energy when you're entering into your venue room to do a quick dash round and get with everyone, because so much of your day is taken up trying to talk to people. So I know with the dash, you're not actually talking to them. It's just a quick jumping in with them. But you feel like you've made a quick eye contact with everyone in the room.
I think as well, if it's a big wedding, that can be a great thing, because sometimes I think the tables at the back feel so disconnected.
Left out. So they're part of the whole thing.
See, they're part of the whole thing, and they aren't left out.
That's
a
very good
brings
point.
everybody together. Is there any other trends you're seeing at weddings at the moment?
I'm not a big one for following trends.
You're not a big one?
No, I just think every wedding is so unique in itself. To follow a trend that could be out of fashion in a year or two, and then you'd be like, why did I do that?
And I suppose with photos that's really important as well, because you want your photos to be timeless.
Exactly. So no, I wouldn't be a big one for buying into trends just for the sake of it.
What's your typical wedding day look like as a photographer? I suppose for a bride, and they're maybe watching this and this has never been done. When does a photographer arrive? What sort of, just for maybe your own packages, but just in general?
Well, our day obviously starts the day before, getting everything all charged up and backed, everything all, ready to go, packed up and ready to hit the road the next day. So I would start about 90 minutes before the ceremony time with the bride, if they're local to their ceremony. 90 minutes kind of before they're due to leave the house. So you're coming in when the bride and bridal party, makeup and hair, pretty much done. So the coverage is starting from them looking their very finest, and then getting finishing touches and getting the dress.
I suppose there's nice wee touches you can always get there as well, because there's wee things.
It's still going on.
And you can find them wee things and really incorporate
wee details.
And you can really incorporate it. And then take us on the day then. So I suppose you're working then the ceremony, and then take us through what would the sort of normal day be, I suppose.
So the normal day is obviously the bride and bridal party all getting ready. Sometimes I'm at the groom's house as well before the morning. A lot of the times the grooms don't want that. They want they think it'd be enough just at the ceremony. So moving on from the bride's house onto the ceremony, either be in a church or a chapel or in the venue. The guys are lining up nervously, waiting on the girls arriving. And then I'll capture quick ones of the grooms, get the girls as they arrive, and then I'll up the top of the aisle, get set up, get ready for the first looks and everything all coming up the aisle then. Afterwards then, I would either do the line-up with the couple as the guests are coming out, kind of try and discourage that now, because they can save a wee bit of time, they can just move on with the rest of their day.
I suppose that becomes that part of the day then where you want to try and get your shots and get it going.
You're trying, that's what I said about the timeline being so important. Because you try and buy back as much time for them as possible, so that when their guests are moving on from the ceremony into the drinks reception, and then a lot of the time, it can cut into a lot of the drinks reception time. So if we can save a few minutes here and there, it gives them more downtime, more fun time,
So. I suppose they enjoy their evening reception, because I think you would chat to photographers at weddings, and sometimes the thing can be is, Dale, can I nip them out just to get another few shots? Because they're maybe scared they didn't get enough shots. Stuff,
I would really only do that if it's, like, depending on the time of year that's sunset. If there's a gorgeous sunset coming in, then it's a sin for them. Oh God, look at that, what you want to nip out for a minute. But generally, unless like you always get more than enough shots as the day goes, unless there's something really drastic with the weather, or something, and you suddenly get an opening in the weather in the evening, and then you steal them out. But generally I like to have it all done before meal call, before drinks reception, so that the rest of the day is just their own to enjoy, because the day goes so quickly.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does. And your package as well, I suppose you could offer packages that maybe just go up to the speeches and stuff like that.
My standard package is just until meal call, and then if they want me to stay on for dances, then that's a separate package. But generally, then mine would be just to meal call.
I always think a videographer, I know we can really capture that
the rest of the evening,
the dancing, because it's so important, or even content creators now at the moment.
Definitely, they're a big thing.
It's a good thing that way, So what would your biggest tip be for choosing a wedding photographer? What would your tips be to sort of couple looking?
Yeah, I think social media is a great thing at the minute, because you can really put your personality across on your own page. Yeah. So you really need to gel with them, and just that they're your vibe, because you do spend so much of the day with them.
It's such an intimate. It's intimate too, because you're with them.
You're literally with them the entire day.
Their space, as such,
So I think it's really important to get on to to click.
Yeah.
So, and I do think social media is brilliant for that, because, obviously, all over through the years, like, you were booking people on word of mouth or on someone else's say so.
Aye.
But your personality mightn't be the same as that other person who had booked them before. And yes, their photos might be lovely, but I think the personalities matching is a really big thing.
I think the days as well of, the days years ago that your auntie had that photographer.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone, like, or even entertainment. That's completely gone.
Definitely.
You're booking stuff because you see it, you like it.
Yeah.
It suits your vibe, so it is out there to do that too. So it is. It's not the days.
Definitely, it's totally changed.
Yeah. I think the videographers still have that a bit. So they do now.
Probably because they're a wee bit more fly on the wall, that they're not having as much interaction.
That around like Donegal weddings, and even that Derry. Like, a lot of videographers, they don't have to move too far.
Yeah.
But I think you go anywhere else in the country. Like,
we're all over the place.
Could you travel? Like, so could it's funny. So how far in advance should a couple book if they're looking to get booked in? How far in advance?
It can be anything up to 2 years in advance. And I think if you have certain suppliers that you definitely want, as soon as you've your date locked in, get the main suppliers, get your photographer, your band, even the hair and makeup artist as well. Or,
if you want that person.
Yeah, if you have someone that you really... Now, we're really lucky in Northern Ireland and even across the border. Like, we're so many talented suppliers. Like, bride and grooms do have their pick. So that's another point as well, that if you don't get who you would be number one on your list, don't panic. Just take your time, restock, have another wee look about, because we're inundated with the amount of suppliers. Yeah. And very talented. So we're lucky in that respect that you will get sorted. But I would say 2 years in advance, it's kind of probably the standard what people are booking their wedding. So get on straight away, get your big suppliers booked, and then you kind of have your time to tick off as you go along with the rest then.
And you're happy enough to travel? Is travel a problem, or what way does that work?
No, I love hitting the road.
You're so cool. You're County Down based, so
I'm South Down, so a lot of my work will be over the border.
A lot of them weddings sort of going on that sort of, especially I suppose the castles and places like that.
I'm very lucky where I'm based.
Darver and all's very, very popular.
Darver.
So they are,
Darver and Castleballina would probably be the most popular places I would be.
That's popular in that area. So you don't mind travel, and you'll go to Donegal, you'll go wherever needs to be. You're there.
Radio's on, away I go, head shower.
How have you found the Wedding Help NI platform?
Oh, it's brilliant.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, and like their Facebook page is so interactive. Like, you can see how much the wedding couples are getting out of it.
Yeah.
They'll pop up a question, and within a few minutes there's any amount of replies, and all really valid, and both from bride and grooms and from suppliers. So they're getting a full broad range of people coming back to them with advice. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Yeah, Chris done a great job.
Where can couples find out about your businesses? What's your socials and stuff?
Instagram, I'm Essence Photography by Karen Clerkin, and my Facebook page, it's the same. And then my website is www.essencephotography.org.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and chatting to us today. Thanks for listening, and talk soon. Bye for now.